Well, good afternoon, it's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and what I thought I'd do today is just bring you into the grow room. We've got a terrible day outside, it's absolutely thrown it down and the temperatures aren't brilliant. I've had the humidifier on this morning and we've got 63% humidity and we've only got 19.7 in the grow room. So what I thought I'd do, these should have been actually watered yesterday. But I didn't really particularly feel like watering them yesterday. I had just a day off, I didn't water any of them out or anything. I just looked at the frags and that was about it. So this, if you bear with me a minute, this jug of fertiliser here is normally in my big spray bottle, but I've transferred some to this jug because I want to use these containers, and so this is, let's show you now, this is 228, 226, 226, oh, going down a bit. So we're not going to argue with that. This is just Calmag, the newest one I've got. That looks to be settling around, well, we'll take 227. Let's do the temperature, and this is 18 degrees C. Alright, so it's nice and warm, that is, and the and it's got Calmag in, it's got nothing else, and so we'll put that over there now. I better put it with the little bag it sits in. And so let's just have a look. I've taken one out of the pot already. That's this one. Phalaenopsis violacea indigo blue. And I'll have to keep them all separate because they're all individual and they're all named. Okay. And these are all in this wicking method, and you'll see that nice new root there. Okay, so then you think, well, how do I water them? Well, sometimes I can spray here and let it run through, but what I try and do is tip some water in a container and let it take the nutrient up. And you see, because things drop, can you see that nice growing root there? And this looks as though it's just in hydrogen bowls and it's got some agricultural grit at the top, and there's the wicking. Oh, there's another little root there, but you notice the roots aren't green because of course they're in an outer black container. So we've got two active roots there, and what I'll do, I mean, you know, it's not rocket science, you just get your fertiliser and tip some in here, and let's just hopefully that, see where that other root was. There we go. And you see, I don't need to fill it all the way up because I'm hoping the lecker will take that water up. So I'm only going to do one or two so I don't get them all mixed up. Right, now let's bring another one down, and it's just, they're in no particular order. This one is let's have a look, Phalaenopsis samira Bellina by violacea, and this was one that I had mounted and it did very well. It grew these two leaves last year. So let's just put some water in here. What I'm going to have to do with this is I'm going to have to put the camera down just to see whether or not, if you bear with me a second, because these are in these clip type pots. Okay, so we'll take that one out of there, and then let's have a look at these roots. And let's have a look from the top. Anything? We've got the signs of a little green tip growing there. So let's have a look underneath here. There we've got a root, can you see there? So that's a good sign. Let's have a look over here. Can you see how dry they are? Look, as dry as anything. But that's fine. Oh, there's another growing one. That looks as though it's already attached to the leca. And these are the older roots you see there. And we look as though we've got a root that's travelled between the leca there. And we've got that one there. And although we've got a bit of a gap, let's have a look if there's any actually. Just that one, haven't we? There. So again, that's going into this little container. And I'll bring another container over now. So if I put them in this, I mean I know which they are now, but if you're not familiar with your orchids and you get them mixed up, there's nothing worse. So here's another little container, and we'll pour some in here, and let's bring another one down. And let's have a look at this one. And the label's right around here. This is Phalaenopsis amboensis. And again, this was mounted, and I've changed it over to this wicking method. And it did have this growth, that was the last year's growth, and it's got something else down there, but that's stalled now with me changing it over. And that root there has not come back to life yet. But it seems quite healthy, this one does. I can't remember whether it has actually dropped one leaf, I'm not too sure. But again, let me just see whether or not, yes, I'm going to have to just put the camera down. I do apologise about this. I've got the tripod, but it's a bit awkward when I'm just here. Right, so let's bring you back up again. And let's have a look at this one. So we look as though we've got a root there that's died back. Can you see that brown one? And the other root there is still showing green. Let's have a look. Is there anything else growing here that gives me an indication? There's another green root there, and there's another green root there. Is there anything showing me that this is now extending? And I think that root there is extending. So let's go a little bit higher up. I mean, these should have been watered yesterday. Very remiss of me, but at the end of the day, you know, they're going to come to no harm. And in actual fact, some of these roots here are still green. But we've just got that one that's got a brown root there. So let's bob that in there. And so if we go back to the first one now, manoeuvre them around. Let's have a look. See what's happening. If I hold the camera in the right hand, I've got more control. You see, the leca is actually taking the moisture up, and not quite reached that root there yet, but it's certainly already reached that level. So these will stay in there for a good half an hour or so, and there's no particular rush. And what I'm going to do now, if I can, is bring this one down here, because this one I want to show you now. Actually, I think I've only got it in grow stones, and I wasn't sure whether the roots are going to have enough air around them. So let's have a look. See that? Can you see the flowering fluorescence there extending? That's one of the reasons I'm reluctant to actually disturb this by taking it out of its pot. Let me just have a look. And we've got that root there, that start of a root, and this is to trespass purple. And again, will it come out? Some of them click in very easily and some of them don't. So again, I'm just going to put you down. Right. Okay. Got a bit of a damage on that leaf, it's just died back, so I'll take that. Okay, so here we go, and I've put some water in this glass, lovely shaped vase. So let's just have a look at this one now. This is one that I've not been able to see. Oh, I've got one there, and you see that root there. This is one of those that, there, sorry. It's pointing to the wrong thing, it's there. Now this was one of those that I was worried because it hadn't given me an indication that the roots were going through this media. Now it looks as though I've got in here grow stones, lava rock with a topping of horticultural grit. I nearly choked myself then. So let's have a look at the plant itself. I think it's just under there. There, you see. Can you see the roots just under there? So I think this one's fine. I'm not going to disturb this. We've got a leaf there, that's and we've got another leaf there. Can you see? They're both aging, but I think they're going to be fine. And I think by just placing it in this type of a vessel, if you like, it'll enable this wicking method to be taken up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to just put this one down on the floor. I feel confident enough with that one. And I've got 2 more. Now whether or not you're interested to wait while I just go through these. This is Yang Yang Geigen Cherry. So now where have I got another container? Well, I've only got one container now, so I can only do this particular one. Well, let's have a look. Not unless I find another one in a minute. But I'm going to pour some water about there. Well, it's fertiliser, isn't it? And let's see whether or not this left out. I don't think it's secured in, but to try and lift it out with one hand, it's very awkward, so just hold on. Nearly, there we go. There we go, back again. Right. So let's have a look. And you see there, we've got a nice root there developing. What about there? Could be. And let's have a look in here. There we go. Look at that. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Again, this looks to be in lava rock, growstones, and some horticultural grit at the top. So it doesn't matter that there might just be one root. That's sufficient, because I know now that this particular orchid is accepting this environment. And I've just got the one more now. I put this one down here. I've just got one more still on the shelf. And we can have a look at this one. And this one is Phalaenopsis Hydrating Princess. Alright. And oh, look. You see down there, we've already got a root heading down. Now, just hold on. There we go. So this is Hydrating Princess. You see that nice root there? Can you see some of the other roots? And let's see if we've got anything in this area. Maybe nothing yet. Oh yes, now you probably won't see it because of the light, but can you just see through that little bit of wicking material? It looks as though it's a little piece of growstone just where my thumb is there, but it isn't. That's a new root. And I think this is doing fine. They do like, for some reason, these ridged pots. And what I'll do with that one now, I've got a container here. I'm only hoping there's no holes in it, because if there is, it'll be all over the table and everywhere. So let's bob that in there. And these have got to have been in this wicking method probably November, December, and now we're into January. If it wasn't November, it could have been the end of October. My list is downstairs and I always forget to bring it up. But anyway, they seem to be adjusting very well. And considering 3 of them, I've converted over from they originally came in sphagnum moss. So let's have a look. Like I say, this water's nice and warm, and see if I can find this root. You see, there's the root there, and it's not quite up yet, the wicking. It's reached that smaller root there, but it's not reached this yet. So they will have to stay in these containers for a good half hour. And then I'll place them back on the shelf. I've got all the containers down here now. Can you see all these containers here? And then what I'll do afterwards, off camera, is I will be watering the other phalaenopsis now. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else that is jumping out at me, but I don't think so, not at this present time. So thank you for joining me. It's only a short video really. And while I'm up here also, I will get a nice clean cloth and I'll wipe all these leaves. I did check all these frags yesterday, and the water level's still the same. So what day are we today? Tuesday. Maybe come Thursday I'll bring you back for a short video and we can check out the progress of the frags now in semi-hydroponics. So from me to you, take care. Bye bye now.